Hey everybody, welcome back to Diving into Mobility with Dillon. As you'll see here in a couple of minutes, I have some of my favorite partners that do projects with us from InHand Networks, Brian Buckley and Herb Hunter. Some great friends here. We've done a lot of events together, a lot of work together. Hope you look forward to learning from them and just hearing some fun collaboration between all four of us, including Amber from our team. If you have any questions after the fact, please be sure to reach out, shoot us a message, follow us on LinkedIn. We'd be happy to help with our short Q&A session on Friday. Thanks. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, as I was telling you on our introduction, we finally have our partners from InHand Networks, Herb Hunter and Brian Buckley. So these guys are full of fun, full of jokes, full of collaboration. We do a lot of events together, a lot of fun things, but we are going to jump right into it with our fun question of the day, and then I will let these guys introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about them. So Amber, let's get a fun one kicked off with Herb and Brian, and as we like to call Mr. Buck. But let's hear what you got today.
Sure. Okay, today's question is, if you had to eat only one meal for the rest of your life, what meal would that be?
Oh, mine would be lobster.
Okay, we got a reason.
I love lobster. I love shellfish. I was raised on the East Coast, and my father introduced us to seafood early on, and lobster was always big on the list for me.
Got it, Mr. Buck.
I'm a steak and potato and vegetable kind of guy. Hard to beat that. Sounds like my dead man walking final meal, if that's what you're asking. But
Picture of health right there.
I
Helps
know, right?
keeps the mind
Wow.
clear for you.
You know,
So you don't have any of those migraines.
secondary would be a Chicago style pizza, but I think I'd have to stick with steak. It was a close 1A.
I have to go with a form of pizza because you can make it into anything. It can be dessert, it can be dinner, it can be sweet or savory. So that's my go-to at all times.
Good deal.
Amber,
Good
quick
question.
one, then we'll move on to the next. What's yours?
Um, Ramen noodles. That's what
Oh
I
gosh,
like.
you are still stuck in the college days. So in the Japanese world, we call that soba. So growing up, anytime we got the little cubes or whatever of ramen noodles, we called it soba. So we'll just jump right in, guys. So Herb, Mr. Buck, let's hear just a quick little tidbit about you guys. What brought you to InHand? What's kind of the partnership been like between CTS and InHand?
So I guess I'll start. But so I joined InHand in February of 2023, and it was a result of spending a lot of time on the road with Brian Buckley. Because previously I was with another reseller, and Brian and I did a ton of road shows together, and he got me into the low, high, full, and every time I saw him, then that was my intro to him. I wouldn't even say hello; I just say low, high, full.
Yeah, mine was getting introduced to the CEO of the company. A couple people had suggested. I'm lousy at a whole bunch of things, Dylan, but pretty good at channeling carrier. And it was a position that was available at InHand that really wanted to make a big splash. And I felt a handful of global companies become an American brand. And when I found out that InHand Networks is the third largest industrial seller router company in the world by volume, that was pretty impressive. And kind of created this one number and three-word pitch listening to InHand, and that's what was there. I thought, man, this is something really I could sink my teeth into. There's a lot of meat on the bones within that. And now it's 5.5+ years with InHand Networks. And just been a great gig. And I love the job, love the company, and love our teammates, which is hard for a lot of people to be able to say that this far down the road. And love our partners. And CTS has been a great partner of ours.
That's awesome, and it's crazy to even hear the low high full. That kind of gets ingrained in a lot of teams' heads, and that you guys have morphed that into such a slogan or even just a elevator speech for teams
Yeah.
to go off of. For the listeners that don't know who InHand is or what they're about, let's hear the quick 10-second, 15-second, low high full spiel that you guys have perfected over the years?
Sure. Well, the one number I mentioned it earlier is 3, which stands for InHand Networks, the third largest industrial cellular router company in the world by volume. And the 3 words were low, high, and full. That's what Herb was referencing earlier. Oftentimes he'd come back to me and he would just go, that was the low, high, full on there with an intense face on that. Low is lower cost. And we're lower cost because of our volumes. And high is highly reliable. We have an under 1% failure rate. And then full is fully industrial. Majority of our product lines, actually over 90% of our product lines are fully industrial with temperature specs, shock, and vibration. And so it's an easy tagline, as you had mentioned, Dillon, to be able to just refer to something of how we're unique and different in this space. And it's been a very memorable, just kind of a pitch of the 1 number and 3 words of how we're unique and how we're different. And people don't remember what they had for lunch yesterday, but somehow they still remember the 1 number and 3 words. So we'll take that right from a marketing slogan.
I'll take it. I mean, it's always like that thing that I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm good at a thing or two. I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
There you go.
So Herb, what would you say if I start asking you a couple of random questions on products or whatever? What do you feel like is the top 3, differentiators that set you guys apart from?
I'd start with our 3-year warranty. All of our other partners or manufacturers, competitors are at a 1-year warranty. So I'd have to say our 3-year warranty stands out and is something that we can lead with and show a difference between our competitors. Number 2 would be our free cloud device manager across our LTE platform. And number 3, Brian had actually already mentioned this, but our less than 1% failure rate. So those are the things that I always mention, always bring out, and it shows a difference. And then if we were to throw in a 4th, it would be that low-cost provider as well. So you get a low-cost product and you get those advantages on top of it as well.
Got it. So if y'all had to give us an idea of maybe a favorite product / vertical / thing project you've recently been on, what are some of those go-to solutions?
I think probably the one product that really just stands out and has been a big seller for us is the CR202. So our portable device that is a Cat 6 4G LTE device. It is, we present it as a 8-hour battery life, but this device performs at a much higher level than that. And I actually personally streamed YouTube TV for 13 hours and 11 minutes on a single charge. So that device can be used from a temporary standpoint, let's say like a pop-up retail store. It can be used for like a food truck.
Okay.
And I'd add to that too, Dillon, that we've got one that's called VG 710, Vehicle Gateway is what the VG stands for. It's a super cool product because it goes into a lot of things, really anything that moves. So it's FirstNet certified with AT&T. It's gone into tour buses, which is super kind of cool. We kind of came at the bottom of the 8th inning with a lefty out of the bullpen to win a huge project there for tour buses. You think about that, that's their home. They do everything from Fortnite to FaceTime in those vehicles, and came in and had an opportunity for hundreds of tour buses to be able to do that. We've been into anything that can be with, think about yachts. You think about RV vehicles. We think about anything that has an opportunity for people that are involved in it, buses, school buses. And so it's super cool to hear the different applications that could be used for that specific router. It's had a lot of play. So that's a fun one and something that we've got a lot of features for, 4G and 5G on that specific box.
Yeah, I've been getting a ton of that actually recently. Is those vehicle gateways, vehicle connectivity, and Herb and I are always bouncing ideas off of each other. Some things that we do get reached out to a lot is a low cost, easy deployment, plug and play 5G router. And of course, any carrier, whether it be Verizon or another carrier, they're always going to have a free one. Everyone has a free one. But of course, we want to offer one that's better, cloud managed. So what are you guys offering on that front?
We actually have our FWA02. That's our low-cost 5G router.
I hope you weren't about to slip and give us some new one, or give us some secret.
It's the FWA02. MSRP is $499. So, in the beginning of 5G, someone would say that they wanted 5G, and then you give them a quote of $1,000 or $2,000, and they go, well, maybe I'll stick to 4G.
Yeah.
But now you've got a 5G router that you can get for under $500. It has dual SIM capability. It's got 2 Ethernet ports. It's got 6 antennas, and it's a powerhouse. You can do up to 128 Wi-Fi connections off of the device. You can use it from everything from small business to an enterprise type of customer as well. So that is a big hit for us as well, as you know.
We do know. We do know. Unless people are just sticking these in a prison and they are surrounded by a cinder block metal wall, then yeah, maybe they have to look at a different solution. But it just works.
Going back to how we're different, we choose not to do ticket systems on purpose, and one of it is because, well, it's back and forth. It's almost kind of like a tennis match. You're waiting day after day for somebody to respond, and sometimes we just want to be able to get on the phone. So if all of a sudden somebody does have an issue on something that can be solved quickly, we'll just ask, what time would you like to solve the problem? 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, get one of our engineers on the phone, remote into the device, and just solve the problem quickly. We have some of our resellers where they want to communicate via Slack or we have via WeChat. So whatever it's going to be, we'll to communicate the way that they want to be communicated with, but just to take care of the customer.
I love it. So as we're wrapping up here, guys, what's kind of your personal business outlooks for yourselves, for InHand? Don't tell us if you're leaving. I'll have to tell somebody. But
Don't leave.
Anything fun planned?
I've got a lot of business things that I'm working on that are pretty sizable that hopefully can start bringing those in before the end of the year. And personally, this is my wife's favorite time of the year because it's the season starts to change. She loves Halloween, so our house becomes the house that you have to come to.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm a 4-time author. And so my most recent book just came out and available in an Amazon near you. Oh, look at that. Just came out of the middle of nowhere out of that. And thankfully, that wasn't spooky on that, Herb. Well laid on there. So I'm super excited about the book. And it's really designed to how to discover and or develop and master business social skills. So I've been waiting for the book to come out. So I'm actually relieved that it's out and getting a lot of reviews on that. So anyway, that's a sense of relief and excitement about all around the book. So thanks for asking on that, Dillon.
Well, I hope our 17 million viewers reach out and your logistics there explodes. And,
boom. Thanks for that.
Well,
so let me just say this real quick, the little plug for Brian, but I was part of the launch team, so I got a chance to review the book before it rolled out, and I have to say it was one of the best books I've ever read. So bravo to Brian.
I'm just waiting to get released the audiobook, So always love to have you guys. Just so everyone knows, Herb is stationed out in Vegas and Buck is in Chicago, right, Herb? Right, Buck? So I remember a thing or two.
I'll just say, thanks for the partnership, Dillon. We love the partnership with you and the rest of the CTS team. So I look forward to a successful remainder of the year, as well as going into 2025. So thank you for everything that you do.
Yeah, big fan of the hustle, Dillon. There's a few that hustle like you do, and they have an incredible reputation in the marketplace. So well done from that aspect of that. Love the podcast, obviously, with being a fellow podcaster as well. I understand exactly what it takes to make this happen, and it's not easy. So proud of you and your efforts.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. A big thanks to Amber for continuing to deal with me on a weekly basis and handling our fun question of the days and our edits and all that. So,
way to go, Amber.
Guys, you have a good rest of your week and enjoy week 1 of Cowboys versus Browns this week. So we'll talk to you all soon.
Go Bears.
Take care. Thanks, guys.